What is in the bucket? How's it going? We're getting into our growing season this year, and there is a lot of yard preparation. It's going to be good. It's going to be an epic gardening season for the WickerShire project. It's been a super rainy week all this week. Kind of redundant. But it's wetting the soil down. The compost pile over there is getting soaked. I'll be able to dig into that. We're going to move the goat pen, or we're going to lay our tarp out. We're going to get ready to grow all those melons on a trellis. Getting that super soil mix ready. Curious about what we're doing here. Drip irrigation, we're growing in pots. We're using bug netting over our leafy greens. We're really trying to keep up on producing food this year. It's all flat land. This is all coming out. He's getting shifted to the south of where the old garden bed was. Once we get the tarp out, all our melon grow pots, I'll get a trellis system out and going. We should do okay. I got a drip line irrigation going in. That runs by solar power off a 55-gallon drum. I got yelled at by my wife. I planted the potatoes maybe, I don't know, 3 inches down. She came out and put them 5 or 6 inches. And we get a mild winter here. Maybe 4 or 5 days, we get a little bit of snow. Other than that, the ground looks like this. This is where we grew our gigantic basil. I dropped about 200 or 300 seeds down after it went to seed. It's been warm enough. It's been 80, 75, 80. There is not a single plant growing. Either they rotted, decayed, the bugs, the rodents cleaned them up and took them all out. We had planted herbs. I've got about 6 different varieties in here. Yeah, that's basil. It's definitely a chive. The things in the back, I am not sure. Could be tarragon, could be Oregon. It could be oregano. So we'll keep an eye on this. Mint. Yep, mint is contained. We put some fencing while the chickens were out so they can't dig or scratch. These are all Sharon's flowers. So I got to pull these off once they start germinating. Tomorrow I will bring a spray bottle out and I will wash the soil off of these packets as I take them out. I have to make labels for them. We do have a Ford Hook zucchini coming up. Nothing else. I did see a volunteer plant down in there. I think that's a pumpkin. Watermelon radish has sprouted, but the beets have not come up. Farm compost. What we're doing is we're looking for the little green things to sprout. And these are just wild plants. And then what I do is I just pull those plants up and throw them out. This way when I plant into these, I'll have less competition. This is some remnants of some char we're going to turn into biochar. I'm just doing it in small batches at the moment. You probably can't see it, but there's a big pit in here. Dug all this soil out. It's going to shape it like a cone and go down. It has to be shaped like a cone in order to suffocate the oxygen. This way it turns into charcoal and not ash. No eggplants. Peppers are okay. Tomatoes look green and strong. They did well. All the lettuce was loving the rain. Still don't know what that is. And all these Jiffy peat pots have got to get up potted. They're all struggling. So, but the pepper plants do look great. Tomatoes are starting to strengthen up. You know, that's Mother Nature for you. If you don't have grow lights, you can do your starts outside, provided it is warm enough. Squash varieties. If you ever wanted to see stress in a plant produced in a 16-ounce cup, there you go. There's some stress. Look at that. Yellowing of leaves. It is just unhappy being stuck in there. We had the first 2 leaves produce. Then we had the true leaves come out, and now it's got extra leaves. And you can see once it starts getting this big, it wants food. And it is telling us right now that it wants to be uppotted or planted into the ground. So we transplanted this squash plant. The goose had attacked it in its original spot. I replanted it. See all the budding on it. And we've got new leaves going to grow out. Ziploc bag. The paper towel is on top. The seeds are underneath. So the seeds are facing down. What this does is it allows the root not to go into the material. And the root does what it's doing now. It's crawling along the bottom of the bag. This is old seed. We're just testing it out. Same thing here with some old melon seed. Most of them are germinating, so this batch is good. You can see some spots growing on here from anything that might have been on those seeds. That is because they weren't washed and cleaned. Some discoloration. There is growth. You see the leaves. We've got to get these planted soon. Out of like 10, there's only 2. So this is a 20% germination rate for old sugar babies. This is why you do this method. You would plant these seeds hoping for watermelon, and none would come up. When in the bag, only 2 seeds were viable. Super old honeydew. This is like 7-year-old seed. Nothing. They're discoloring, turning really dark. It's been a few days. This is that herb pot. Checking on the sunflowers. So yeah, sunflowers are coming up. I have forgot to pull the nasturtiums package out of the flower pot, and the nasturtiums have grown straight up through it. Isn't that crazy? The potato bags. Nothing. Got one. We just planted these. What is in the bucket? Well, that just might be a hint. We lack funds here. So what I'm left to do is I am left to my own devices. It's not easy with one hand. It is anaerobic. I asked David the Good, and he said it was okay. That is packed up pretty well. I'm not able to push that down. See all the bubbles forming? I can get my nose in there. It's pretty floral. It doesn't stink just yet. What we have here is some greens that have been fermenting, all the new growth. So this is our potassium nitro tea. Potassium and nitrogen. But I'm making a tea this year. It's my first time doing this. I'll let you know how it works. We'll test this on a few plants and see if it burns it or it feeds them. After we have this tea made, I'll be pouring that water out into a container, watering my garden after I dilute it 1:10 ratio. So this will be pretty potent. It's the watermelon radish. There's the Detroit dark red beets. But check this out. Just so you know why I'm proud, I am not a pepper grower, but I got peppers. Tomatoes, all the 2 types of lettuces. If anyone knows what this is, let me know. Is it a dandelion? Is it wild lettuce? Thinking it's dandelion. So here are the solar panels. There is a mass of wild grapes. Blackberries are now flowering. So I am just in the back here looking for wild grapes. Right here. Some sort of muscadine, some sort of wild grape. So I'm not sure what this is called. It's very soft and velvety. Put a lot of fuzz on it. He likes it. Take the whole thing, buddy. Some sort of amaranth. Gonna let a few of these grow pretty big. The goat likes to eat them, but I want to see what they look like when they flower. This is how blackberries start out. I think this is a sumac. Hopefully it's not poisonous. Grabbing some lunch for the goat. Thank you guys for watching the WickerShire project off grid, and catch you on the next one. Say bye, Pip. For Easter, looks like the kids missed one of the eggs. Yep, score.